I'm Sam, and I'm going to talk about some very difficult things in this video, but I shall try and do it with a smile and a light, a light demeanour. I think lots of people that watch my videos know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that all my life I've lived with a scream of anguish inside me. It was mentally and emotionally deafening, consuming, and I did many things to deal with that scream. It had been there since before I can remember, because I was born into a very difficult situation, and so I knew only fear. And the scream was desperation. Why is this happening? Why is this happening? Oh gosh, I'm already struggling. And I hurt myself my whole life. I hurt myself my whole life. Physically, mentally. I hurt myself. In desperation, a terrified child, turning all that frustration and confusion against itself. And that scream of anguish has never gone away. It's never gone away. And I don't think it ever will. So, we need to learn how to be with it. And to be with it, to feel it, I think is what we fear the most, which is why we do all these things, these behaviours, these loops and patterns of thought, these addictions, just to try and draw us away from it so we don't have to feel it. But all of that, every pattern, every loop, every story, every behaviour that holds you together is in the way of your healing, our healing. So, I had a terrible breakdown a few years ago, but that breakdown was breaking free. And all those loops and patterns and strategies just did not work anymore, and they still don't. So I've had to learn how to be with that scream. And as you heal, you will feel it more. You will feel it more. You will feel it more intimately. Because our unwillingness to feel it is what keeps us in this held state where we don't enter reality and begin to feel, begin to inhabit ourselves. And all those times, I've talked about it in the past, where the falseness of my identity, the coping strategy, just made me feel so sick and disgusted with myself, so awful in its plea for acceptance and safety. I just wanted to shatter, just scrape my flesh from my bones and become nothing. But you don't need to go through that. You don't need to do that. You don't need to hurt yourself. But to become nothing, no thing, to become silent, I think is essential. And in that silence to feel. And the silence isn't nothing, it's the presence of everything, including the presence of that pain, the presence of yourself, your real self. So, to stop the noise and the repetition of thoughts and loops of behaviour is essential. To break the pattern, to break down, to break free. And gradually you will become more resilient, more stable. This is what I said before a few videos ago. Those of us that get through this, our presence has power, but that power isn't something gained in a personal sense. It's the absence of resistance. And in the absence of resistance, truth lives in you. The isness of reality, the suchness of reality, that's powerful because it is so stable, and that stability is what we need. So we need to learn to feel. We need to learn to be with that scream. And gradually it just falls into the background along with everything else. And our awareness is the moment, it's the now. So are you here? I keep saying this in loads of videos, you are here, not here. You know, what are we doing when we create loops, repetitious loops? We're creating safety. We're creating a little space of certainty. Round and round and round we go. Our OCD habits. I say this over and over, I do this over and over, and everything will be all right. And then we have larger loops of behavior, relationship patterns, self-abuse, giving ourselves the life we think we deserve. I'm unworthy, I feel shame, therefore I'll give myself that life. You are worthy, it can be no other way. So to be with it all, it is really what we need to learn. I think we fear our own disappearance because we think, what will I be if I'm not this idea, this loop of safety? What will I be? Who will I be? I had a conversation with someone last week and we were talking about the fear of change, and I said, well, how do you feel now? Not good. So why not invite change and see what happens? We fear the unknown, but you are the unknown. David Whyte puts it beautifully. We exist at the boundary between what we think we know and what we're about to discover. So the thing that traps us is we need certainty. We need to be certain. We need to be safe. We need to be stable. All of that stands in the way of your own freedom. You have to break those loops, break those patterns, and step into the unknown. Say, I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am. I know that who I became is not enough. That's why periodically I would get into those states where I'd want to scrape the flesh from my bones and shatter. So do yourself the kindness of your own disappearance, the idea. It takes time. It takes time. There's a life waiting. There's a life waiting, inviting us to join with it. And we can't truly meet that invitation to accept it until we get out of the way and break those loops, break those patterns, step into the unknown. Everything will be all right. Is it all right now? Certainly wasn't in my life. I was never all right. But now at 54, I'm more all right than I've ever been in my life. Let's look over here, shall we? So the memories are never going to go away. The scream isn't going to go away. But we need to stop protecting ourselves from it all and learn how to be with it. And then you can actually be here. I think it's really, really important to just make progress, no matter how small. Do something every time you feel that invitation to cope, to do something that you always do. Do something different. Do something different. Let that be your mantra. Do something different. And in that disequilibrium, change can happen. Okay. Thank you to everybody that emailed me and that's left comments under the videos. Anybody that comments, but those sweet, lovely people that checked in on me because I was recovering from surgery. Thank you. So, until the next time, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.